When you started here, I mean, what kind of has been your best method for prospecting? What's kind of brought the best results for your group here? And then has it been similar in other markets, or I know every market kind of has a little unique twist?
I think it's been, obviously we had some plans to do a bunch of prospecting events at our arena that, we've had to put on the back burner for now. I think there has been some discussions to try some virtual events as we get into the fall here, which we're trying to work on what those details may look like, how, can we maybe tap into some resources in terms of personnel and guest speakers that, maybe we wouldn't originally have had, the access to. But I think, going back to some of the best practices that I've seen in the past is, a couple of things. Number one, really focusing on quality candidates. I think oftentimes we give our reps a goal of like, hey, you've got to bring at least, 10 people or 10 accounts to an event. And so their knee-jerk reaction is just to kind of invite anyone and everyone. And that can almost have a negative spin to it if the customer feels as if they've been kind of bait and switched in a lot of ways. Like, hey, you invited me to the arena, now you're cornering me and you're putting me in a
sign this contract right now.
you put me in the locker room and turned up the heat, and now you're talking about season ticket packages. But I think doing those types of things where there's other ancillary events going on around it, such as access to the arena in a lot of different ways, a buy now incentive. The team in Ontario, who's associated with the Kings organization out there, they've done a tremendous job, which I'd love to get to this point as well, where they partnered with Jimmy John's sandwich shop, and they went as far as taking custom orders for each individual coming to the event that day. So, we would provide you with a lunch if you came down to the arena, and you would order, it wasn't just you got what we brought in. It was, Andrew, I want to know exactly how you want your sandwich. So if you want it with mayo, like I'll get it with mayo. You want no lettuce? I'll get no lettuce. And
right.
So I think while that seems kind of while it seemed maybe over the top for some teams and some folks at our level, the key there is like, once I do that, like now you feel the onus in coming, right? Like you're like, oh no, John bought me a sandwich. Like I've kind of got to show up. And so that's what we learned, was that there's this, it helps kind of when it comes to the obligation process. But so I think
I like that though. I like that. I mean, it's you RSVP, you get people to RSVP and you still don't have 20% show up or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's being very clear and honest with them. I think we have to respect our customers' time. Like at the end of the day, if they're not really a solid prospect, again, if anything, they might have a negative experience. And then on the flip side, if you are on our staff and you're focusing your time and energy on prospect A, that's just time taken away from you focusing on prospect B. And so let's make sure we're being true to ourselves and setting ourselves up for success. But there's, a lot of creative things we'd like to do. I've always been, one thing I'd love to do too is almost kind of create like a mock draft type of experience where, almost like they get, a jersey and they hold it up with, the team president, and they sign a fake contract and those types of things. If they sign up, again, I think, small added value pieces like that, where it's not really costing us any money. Right. It's just an experience that when you think about it, these are your season ticket holders. These are the folks that come 38, times a year. They're your most loyal fans, and they want to feel as though they own a piece of the team and that they're, valued and appreciated.